What do you think of when I say vehicle breaker? Some people will say scrapyard, oily, you take parts off yourself, 3 cars high, potentially even a dog running about. Well, not here at Trent's. We've innovated to create this facility behind me and invested nearly £15 million to change the game and change the face of the industry. Follow me, let's go find out more. You may be thinking, why have we spent £15 million on this? Is it worth it? What's happening out there? Well, it's different, we're innovating, but we need to. Things are changing in the industry and they have to. So, go back 4 or 5 years ago, insurance companies started to dabble in using green parts, cycle parts, used parts, whichever you want to call it, such as non-safety related, of course, so doors, sort of light crash damage parts, lights, mirrors, etc. So for them, ensuring grade A parts were being delivered to them and fit to customers' vehicles was really crucial. Also, with everything going online, especially since COVID, it's ensuring we had a good process which meant we could grade parts, test parts, get them online efficiently. So this facility here, which is again, making the industry green, this is powered by solar power as well during the day, and charges the whole site here. So it's all about bringing green parts and doing it in a green way as well. This facility is about the 3 R's: reuse, recycle and remanufacture. So when a vehicle comes down through this facility, it's about how much materials we can recycle, how many parts we can sell for reuse, and also how many parts we can sell for remanufacture. We don't do it as traditional yard would, hence why we've had to invest £15 million in this facility. So let's show you, we'll go down to the line and see actually how we dismantle it and what goes where. This is our BH1 facility located in Poole, Dorset. It's 100,000 square foot and it runs from 6 AM to 12 at night. To start off here, we've got 2 dismantling lines that will have a car coming off around every 20 minutes. We'll take different parts off at different stations where we take into account lean manufacturing, lean techniques. We'll go into more detail about how we do that shortly. Obviously every car is different, it needs to be dismantled in different ways. But once those parts are removed, they move into a component processing area where they get cleaned, graded, imaged, and they're available to be put online, and then they'll get packed on the shelf. So they're for a next day delivery, and it ensures the customer is going to receive the part in the same condition as it is advertised online. So this is, again, not like any traditional yard out there. We've done this to improve the 3 R's, the recycling, the reuse of parts and the remanufacture. As you can see, it's a clean setup. It's all under one roof, all these operations, which is really important for the quality of parts. They're not left outside in the rain, they're not being dragged over broken concrete. Again, we've modernised it, we've actually simplified the process as well. So again, this ensures we're doing things correctly, handling the parts, offering quality parts, and again, ensuring that we can meet the changing demands of the customer that's out there. So let's go take a look at the lines and really see how we bring those 3 R's to life. So this building took 5 years in the making. It's not been easy. It's changed a lot since we first opened this facility just over a couple of years ago. To add in the depollution line, which we'll go through, changing that process, working with Toyota. So this, that's our ethos in this business, is just continually innovate, adapt, change, update. When you're dismantling 20 vehicles a day, it's very different to dismantling 100 vehicles a day, which is what we can do in here at this facility at this moment in time. We're targeting around 3,500 parts a week that come from all these vehicles, as well as another workshop they have for higher end vehicles. But if we come over to here onto this first line, the vehicles we dismantle in this workshop, we tend to take around 30 parts off, 30 parts or less off. Anything higher than that might be a prestige vehicle, or maybe get some vehicles where we may need like an airbag kit or something. We just take a bit of extra care, it goes into a different all-in-one workshop. But this is the majority of vehicles that we get through. They'll come down these lines here. So right, what we're going to do here, we're going to follow this lovely blue Corsa straight down the line. This came not from an insurance company or anything, this actually just came as a normal scrap car from our website. So we paid £187 for this vehicle. It's based on, that price is based on weight. And what we're going to do, we're going to remove 8 parts for retail on this. And then we're going to follow this down, take the different parts of each station, and I'll talk to you about why we take certain parts off and where we recycle certain materials and why, etc. So let's do this. As you can see, all the cars are sat on these trolleys here. It means they can just go straight down, just push down easily. We haven't got to keep forklifting things everywhere. So we can take into account, like I said, the lean techniques and lean manufacturing, and just make life easy for everyone. All the equipment that we have up here, it's to make life easy, it's to look after the parts. So the overhead cranes are to help lift the doors off and put them either in the specific scrap bins or the trolley that goes over to retail. So what we'll do at this station was we'll always remove the front 2 doors, and that's because once it gets to another station we need to be able to flip the car up, which we'll show you. But we'll come over here, and what we'll do, we'll scan the bin tag here, and that will start to bring up all the parts that we want from this vehicle. So like I said, we want 8 parts from this vehicle. Those parts are the boot floor cover, the front bumper reinforcement, the glove box, the grille, the heater controller, the ignition with the key, the left headlight, and the speedometer. So all these parts are predetermined in the office from the data that we've got. This is probably the most common car that we get in here on this one. Do you like working on these, or are you fed up of working on these now? You love them. So yeah, so it's going to take the doors off in a second, but it's all predetermined by data. Why we're not, these doors are not going into the stock for retail. One, we've probably got 1 million of these in stock already, and then potentially condition and sometimes colour, but yeah, no doubt we've got plenty of these in stock already. So they'll get taken off, they get put in the waste bin, and they'll be scrapped. So this bin over here, we call it a bin, we separate them, so we'll take off split sort of steel and aluminium. Aluminium obviously has a better scrap price, but more importantly about what this facility is about is that circular economy. What we're splitting not just parts for retail and for reuse or remanufacture, we're trying to extract that raw material, so that aluminium, the different gradings of steel, the copper, so it doesn't end up in that bale, and we have a cleaner material when it goes to that recycling process, so it can be used in better products, etc. So that door's gone in the scrap bin. If we wanted it for retail, or any parts on that door for retail, it would have come into this trolley here. This will then go off to a middle part where it gets processed further. They'll scan the tag again on the door. It'll tell them whether we want the door mirror, the window mech, the door panel, the electric window switch, the door hinges, etc. So some of those parts we will want for some vehicles, some we won't. We'll always remove on the front doors the door card and the door mirror. Alternatively, we'll leave, if we don't want the window mech, we'll leave it in. If we sell a door to an insurance company, they want the door bare, so we'll strip the door bare upon order. So they've just got the bare shell. That's how it would be if you ordered it from the manufacturer. They'll rub down and paint that and put it on the customer's vehicle. So yeah, that's the doors for scrap. This is the doors for retail and further processing. We'll always take the bonnets off. Sometimes you might get an aluminium bonnet, so it's worth splitting down, but just so we can access the engine. I guess what we do differently to a traditional yard, you know, we won't get a crane and pull out the engines, etc. We want to dismantle everything properly, so we're not damaging things like the alternator, starter, or any other parts. And again, they can be recycled better. Once I show you that later on down the line, if we do rip that out and damage like the alternator starter, it can't be remanufactured. So we do it properly here, we'll get clean material, clean parts that are all ready for the shelf and remanufacture. So on the system here, when he scans the vehicle, it will tell him the exact parts he needs to take off at this station. So this station, yes, he's taken off some of the doors, the bonnet, that's just to help access later on down the line to other parts. But the part that he needs to make sure he's removing for retail is the boot floor cover, and we'll check that out in a second. But we have a timer here, so we can record how long each vehicle takes to dismantle down the line, especially based on the number of parts that we want. And there's a traffic light system, so he's got an idea of how close he is to the time, so he's not constantly looking at the screen what the time is. He's got a bit of a traffic light system to see how well he's doing on that vehicle. So like I said, we want the boot floor cover here. So this is actually the hard boot floor. Very common across a lot of makes and models that people want the boot floor cover. I don't know why that is. They don't seem like they break. Maybe it's just me. Maybe they just go missing, people take them out. They crash the car, forget, who knows. Same with parcel shelves. There's a lot of demand for parcel shelves. A lot of cars just missing them. Maybe that's just where people leave them in the garage or something where they're stacking it up. They can obviously tend to break there as well. But yeah, boot floor covers, hard boot floor covers and parcel shelves, very popular parts. But this one looks all okay. We'll give it a clean, just check it over and everything, and then get it imaged, packed and on the shelves. So let's get it tagged up. We've just scanned this one again at the next station, so it knows it's reported here and it's come down in time for our data and everything. So again, the screen is going to tell him what parts we're going to remove from this station. So let's have a quick look. So from this station, we want the bumper. He's got to make sure he moves the bumper reinforcement on the front there. And sometimes we have a description as well, because the second part we want is the grille. Like what grille is that? Is that the grille in the bumper, on the bonnet, in the lower bumper? So it's quite clear that's the front grille assembly in the main bumper there, not like the lower or anything. And then we want the left headlight. So this is a facelift halogen headlight, chrome backing as well. So very popular on these courses. So yeah, that's his job, to make sure we remove those parts. Then they'll go into the trolleys here and pushed over to the middle part for cleaning, grading and packing. So what we're doing here is we're taking obviously the bumper off to get to that reinforcement. It helps get to the headlight, but we're splitting that bumper off as well. We're starting to recycle a lot more plastics now that will get reused in other bumpers and again other products. So yeah, really important initiative that's happening right now. Then what we're going to do here is we're going to inspect, again, while it's on the vehicle, the condition of the bumper reinforcement, make sure it's not been in a crash before, etc, etc. So, and then again, we'll check for the headlight. Sometimes you might look at a vehicle and see the headlight is all okay, but there could be some hidden damage on headlights underneath. Headlights are designed to break in accidents. With the brackets, so yeah, sometimes we look at a nice expensive xenon headlight, for example, and then we take the bumper off, take the wing off, so you see the brackets are broken. It's a bit gutting sometimes like that, but this one looks okay. Sometimes you kind of get the lens opaquing on these, but yeah, all looks okay on this one. Just could do with a bit of a clean up. We've got the bumper off. Like I said, we kept this to the side. We actually do want the grille in this. All looks okay from this side, I guess. When you're dealing with used vehicles, I guess some things that are quite challenging with some of these crash damage parts and the front end assembly parts is the quality of the chrome and the kind of like textured plastic. So, if you are looking for a grille, a bumper, and yours has got that chrome and that textured plastic, I do really recommend just seeing if you can kind of see that quality. Obviously, we'll clean this up as best as we can and present it as best as we can. But again, really important that they're packaged on the shelf, so then if they're not getting scratched up or dirty or dusty or anything like that. So Hopefully not that it gets dusty, because they should be selling like that on these. Got those 3 parts off, the front bumper reinforcement, the grille, the headlight. That's taken 6.5 minutes on that one, so that car is done. No more parts to remove here. We're just waiting for it now, just to get pushed onto the depollution rig. Right, the course is on the next station. I've got my cool shades on, and let's get it up in the air. It's time to depollute the vehicle. We'll talk through it with Mike, what we do, what we're taking out here. We have done some prep to the vehicle beforehand, so taking things like the wheels off, obviously, alloy steels, tyres, aircon gases. But here, this is actually new to the line. We've added in, we didn't initially have this on the line, so we probably added this around a year ago, I'd say, maybe a year and a half ago. Just made it more efficient, like I said, lean technique, lean manufacturing that we take into account. We kind of had like a middle bit where the cars were kind of just holding up a little bit, so we could change the process, and this is why we added the depollution here. So let's head over to see Mike. Before I start talking to Mike, I want to ask him a few questions. Mike, Matt's been saying about the last video, you've been taking the piss about me saying flat V6. Back here is a flat V6 3.2 naturally aspirated engine. And whoever else might be watching this video, I apologise for that mistake. It rolled off the tongue. So
we have got a Corsa flat V6 here now. So
exactly. Yeah. Now we've got a Corsa flat V6. No, but Mike's one of the supervisors here. Mike, how long have you been with the business?
Since PH1 opened, so just under 3 years.
Just under 3 years, yeah, just over, it's about 20, I'm going to muck up the years. It's
2022.
Just about 2022 on that one. So yeah, Mike was the one who gave me these cool specs, so blame him, unfortunately, viewers, on that one. So Mike, what do we do on this depollution station? So what have we taken out before it's got to this station? We've taken out the aircon gas?
Yeah, aircon gas has been removed, wheels have been removed, and battery's been removed.
Battery's been removed.
Depollution 1, further down the yard.
Okay.
Then when it comes to us, we've got to remove all the fluids, so petrol, oils, gearbox oil, coolant, power steering fluid, brake fluid, so basically any other fluid still in the vehicle.
Yeah, so, fantastic. So, okay.
We always start obviously at the back, obviously on the fuel tank.
Yeah,
and then move to the front.
And what's the challenge where we've got different vehicles coming in? You know, what's the kind of challenge that happens with that?
Obviously, all different vehicles, different bolts, different areas where the tank is. So it's just getting to learn where all the bolts are, what sizes they are, more than anything. And
how much fuel is usually in these vehicles that we extract, would you say?
It's difficult to say. I mean, it could be anywhere from quarter of a tank to a full tank. It really is difficult to tell. That's why we always drain the tank first, move to the front, because obviously if it is a full tank, it's going to take the longer.
Exactly that. So you've drilled that there. Is that now taking the fuel out now?
Obviously it's coming down the lines, comes into the sight glass. Obviously we'll then check the quality of fuel. So obviously we can see that's a good quality fuel.
Fantastic.
So obviously we'll flick that across. We could either flick it to dirty, obviously if it's no good, or clean if it's good.
Fantastic. And what does dirty look like? What signs are you looking for?
It'd be like a really dark sort of colour, discoloured. Obviously the guys get training when they first start, obviously what colours to look out for and bits and pieces.
But nice and clean like that.
Nice and clean like that, down into the tank, and then obviously, we can use it further down the line.
Fantastic, cool. So that's draining. What's next then? To the front of the vehicle?
Yeah, so we move to the front of the vehicle. I've already put the coolant pipe in already whilst I was waiting just a minute ago. So obviously just got a spike on the end, spike it up through the radiator hose, and again just sucks the water down.
Easy as that then?
Easy as that, then moving on, obviously oils, so we just crack off the sump bung, and obviously the gearbox. When I can find the socket, it's disappeared.
Do you ever get, I see some videos online where someone clearly hasn't changed their engine oil and it's kind of turned to sludge. Do you see that often as well?
We do get now and again, we get a few of them. It's obviously still got to come out. However, the trouble is we put that into the machine there, it gets sucked through the pump, and then it blocks the pump up. So it does cause a bit of aggro for us. But
okay.
Yeah, we don't see many, maybe one a week, maybe one a couple of weeks. Yeah, okay. Not very often.
Not as often as we made out online.
Yeah,
that I see anyway. So under the vehicle up high, so we could do this without another forklift movement. Traditionally, we had all this at the very start of the process, where we would have to forklift it onto a base, so someone takes the wheels, ties off, does the aircon gas, and then it would go to a different station, another place in the yard to then have all the oils and everything drained out. But here, the car just comes down, we can lift it up, as you can see on the hydraulic rams here, and just get the job done. We have two lines here in this BH1 facility. So on the left over there tends to be the real end of life scrap vehicles where we're not taking as many parts off. This is the higher part one, just so we can get through quicker. You know, imagine if we've got 8 parts on this car, 30 on that one, 0 on that one, in that order. It just doesn't work. So we've got to be smarter in how we use the lines, and which kind of cars we put through. So that's the genius of it. And that's why we've got that data. What cars take the longest, are a bit different. It might be quick and easy to take that front bumper off, but difficult on others. So we have that data as well. So. Cool. As I said at the start of the first station there, we take the front doors on every single vehicle, just so we can get the beam straight through the front there, so it'll grip onto the sills of the car, and then we can flip the car on its side. So it just makes the job easy. We don't have to have anyone go under the cars to get certain parts off, access certain bolts. And then what we're going to do, we're going to drop the whole subframe suspension engine gearbox on this trolley here. And then once it's on that trolley, it will then move through further processing, which is the powertrain line over there, where they'll split it from the subframe, the suspension. If they want the radiators for stock, they'll remove that. If not, the radiator will go into a separate scrap bin. So again, we'll just remove as many parts in different scrap bins, because they're all worth different amounts in the bin. Better than being left in that bulk when it goes into the shredder. Right, Mike, we've got the vehicle at 90 degrees now. What's the first thing we're going to do here?
What we're going to do is, as you can see now, Martin's already undone subframe bolts. Yeah. So generally most vehicles have got 4 to 6 subframe bolts. Yeah. Obviously holding the subframe on. Yeah. He'll undo all of them. Also, if he's got access to it, he'll undo the rear gearbox mount. Obviously, just makes it easier for them over on powertrain. Exactly that. When they lift the engine up. Obviously, a bit of teamwork there. And then, he'll, like I say, undo them. Take off the bracket that holds the radiator in. Cut the exhaust. Yeah. Is he going to remember? Yeah, he is. Yeah. A lot of these Vauxhall have a hidden bolt for the gear stick down in here, which is a T50. Yes. Up in here. Yeah. And he has. Oh no, he hasn't remembered. T50. Come on, Martin. He will do. He would have got that. Yeah. He would have. He would have got that. So your favourite, that Martin, isn't it? So we've got the gearbox coming out, the rad will come out as well on this one, is that right? Yeah, so everything engine-wise, subframe, radiator, everything will come out. Catalytic converter as well, yeah? Okay. Yeah, catalytic converter will go on the obviously pallet over the powertrain. Yeah. So perfect, that's it. So yeah, like I said, it's on the subframe, the suspension, we've got the engine, so we've dropped it out completely. That will then allow us, on some vehicles, older vehicles, but for the next stations, access more copper wiring and everything. As well on that one. So yeah, that's all done. That's going to move on to the powertrain line there, and then the car can move on to the next station. So let's go see that. All right, so we've got this Corsa on the final station now. We're going to scan it. Let's see what parts we have remaining to take off. The final step on this, if we come around here, you'll see over here, this is where we'll put all that cable for recycling, so again, to extract that copper. So we paid 100, like I said, paid 100
£87 for this vehicle, I believe from the top of my head there. So we've got 8 parts extracted from it. We don't always make that money back in parts for some of these older vehicles like these Corsas, but obviously it's about that raw material that we extract for scrap. Again, clean, we get a better price for it. It goes down a better recycling route. So look, hope you enjoyed watching this course go down the line. This is our BH1 facility. Again, first of its kind in the UK, the largest of its kind in Europe. No doubt you've got some questions. Any questions, put them in the comments. I'll actively answer these, whether it's why we didn't remove certain parts, etc. Even if we've got parts in stock. Get them in the comments, let's answer them. If you like that video, go watch the other videos. There was a nice Porsche we did a video on. Go watch that was really interesting. The Morris Minor. Like and subscribe for more.